Good morning. This is GE 6101, Readings in Philippine History. Today's topic would be about analysis of a primary source, in which we discuss that primary source, like a speech, could be a source of a commentary, and that when a commentary is done through a primary source, then it is now tagged as a secondary source. But this time, we shall be talking about the primary source, which is the speech of Corazon Aquino before the U.S. Congress in 1986. So, for the learning outcomes, number one, discuss and determine the content and contextual analysis for the primary source, which is Cory Aquino's speech. Analyze the content and contextual analysis for primary source, which is Cory Aquino's speech. But let us first know the background of Corazon Aquino. Maria Corazon Cory Sumulong Cojuangco Aquino became president of the Philippines because of the 1986 EDSA revolution. It was a non-violent revolution that ousted President Ferdinand Marcos. She was the wife of the assassinated opposition figurehead during the martial law era, Benigno Ninoy Aquino Jr., which she served as the 11th president of the Philippines, which she was named as the 11th president of the Philippines and named by Time Magazine as Woman of the Year in 1986. And in 1999, she was chosen by Time Magazine as one of the 20 most influential agents of the 20th century. Prior to, she passed away on August 1, 2009. And I will be showing you the three-part speech, which I want you to take down notes that we will discuss some of the points she mentioned during the speech. But before that, let us know that Corazon Aquino was the symbol of the restoration of democracy and the takeover of the Marcos dictatorship in 1986. It should have been 1986. And EDSA People Power was the reason why Cory Aquino was designated in presidency, that put the Philippines in the international spotlight for dethroning a dictator through peaceful means. And on September 18, 1986, 7 months as a president, she went to the United States and spoke for joining the session of the U.S. Congress. She faced new challenges as a president of the new republic. She began her speech and told everything what happened to her and her husband and other circumstances happened to their life. She quoted several lines which will be discussed later on, but meantime, I want you to listen to the three-part speech and please take down notes as we discuss some of the details later on.
Let's go through the House and the President.
I hope you're done with your notes, but let us give first the historical background of the document. So it has been the practice of the U.S. Congress to convene a joint meeting for the purpose of hearing an address from an important figure. It is usually a visiting leader. So Corazon Aquino delivered her speech before the U.S. Congress on September 18, 1986, barely 7 months after being sworn in into office under a revolutionary government brought about by the EDSA revolution. And so during that time, the presidency of Cory Aquino was unstable for the obvious reason that Cory Aquino inherited an economy that was in shambles, which is because of a poor economy. So there was a massive poverty and unemployment in the country. And likewise, the loyalty of the military to her administration was still in question. And her administration was already besieged by coup attempts, which were backed up by multitude of civilian Marcos loyalists. And so after 5 months of assumption to office, it was after 5 months, she needed foreign allies to recognize her newly established administration. And the speech targeted two goals. Probably you have noticed it and you may check it in your notes. So she aimed to express gratitude towards the United States for helping the Filipinos regain their freedom or democracy. And number two, and to seek more help from them in restoring the government. Considering Aquino's decision to honor the foreign debts the Philippines incurred during the Marcos administration. So the following are the highlights that she quoted the following lines, which she ended her speech by thanking the America for serving as a home for her family and joined America in building in the Philippines as a new home for democracy.